is Kevin, and I am with the Weird Homes Tour. Welcome, everybody. If this is your first time watching us, I'm with the Weird Homes Tour, and we do home tours of unique and eclectic homes all in cities all across the U.S. And every week we bring a new video that shows off an interesting home here in the U.S. And if you're interested in our videos and you want to see more, we encourage you to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun YouTube stuff. And then that way you'll see all of our new videos that are coming along. And this week we have a treat. We are visiting Village Farm Austin. And they have a really wonderful tiny home community here in Austin. And we're being joined today by Rebecca. And Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you kind of tell us a little bit about Village Farm Austin?
Awesome. Yes, thank you for having me, and thank you for highlighting our unique tiny home community. Here at Village Farm Austin, we are just 15 minutes away from downtown, yet we do have the quiet, nice, calm life, tranquil life on the farm, all nestled with cute cottage tiny homes. You can kind of see to my side, this is the first phase. Beautiful landscaping, 399 square feet of fun, and I and my family have the pleasure and delight of living in one of the tiny homes ourselves. So that's a little about the community, and I'm super excited to show you around our tiny home, 399 square feet of fun. And this is my dog, Agura.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much. Why don't you show us around? And for all those who are watching us live, if you have any questions, just type them in the chat box and we'll get to them while we're getting the.
All right, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and step inside our tiny home. First things first, they all have beautiful outdoor living space. We really wanted to design a community where everyone's hanging out on the patio, plenty of outdoor living space for dining and socializing. So you'll notice that the patio is really large. We have a lot of plants and herb pots. And there's also a lot of furniture on the patio. And so this space is really for lounging and relaxing, connecting with our neighbors as they walk by, and a really nice opportunity to enjoy the outdoors. And then the inside, where love grows best in tiny homes. First things first, as soon as you step in, you do see the dining room space. This is pretty unique. Some of the tiny homes don't actually have a dining room space per se. They'll do some creative bar stools and high top tables, or tables that connect up to the wall and then drop down. But we are fortunate to have a really wide living room. So we do have space for dining for our family of 4. And just behind there is a really large couch. It's perfect for us. We like to cuddle up and watch our shows in the evening or play video games. There's the kiddos hanging out in the loft. We'll go there in a second. They're excited to show you their space. We made it really special. There's little nooks of storage, and it's like a privacy wall. So I'm excited to show you what that looks like. The tiny home is actually built by Lakeside. Their Clayton Homes is renowned, one of the most well-known manufactured home communities. This tiny home is called the Serenity, and it wasn't a super popular seller. And I think I know why. The storage just wasn't really on point with some of the others. So my partner, John, and I made some pretty cool customizations to really maximize every inch of space. And so here in the kitchen area, there's not that much countertop space. So we're trying to work with what we have. The appliances, however, are full size for the most part, with the exception of the dishwasher. So even though we're living in a tiny home, we're really not sacrificing on modern day conveniences. Nice size sink. It's looking out on the hammocks, and so we can watch the kids as they play outside. It's very convenient and nice. So again, full size appliances. Even though it's a tiny home, we still have normal size refrigerator, washer, dryer. I love this section underneath the stairs. The builders actually cut out a little bit of space for storage. So when we have a lot of groceries, it definitely is helpful. Just an extra spot for things, which we have, come to just not be as attached to living in a tiny home. You really have to downsize, and it's like a spiritual liberation of, having less possessions and more life experiences. The bathroom also is pretty typical size. We do have a lot of countertop space in this bathroom, plenty of space for, full size toilet, nice size shower. And so this space, even though it is a tiny home, has just what we need for our entire family. We actually went a step further and we went to IKEA and really organized. So every single drawer has these little storage containers, and these really have helped us stay as organized as possible and really maximize the space. That's a theme that we carried over into the bedroom. So the nice thing about the bedroom is that the bed can be lifted higher up so that you have storage underneath. So while our bed is slid all the way over to the wall, we do have sufficient walking space. There's storage underneath the bed. And then the builder actually did come out with some shelving built in. So we took it a step further and went to the Container Store and actually built in this custom number. It was around $250, so very affordable and feasible. And they measured it to a T. We designed this ourselves with the consultants at the Container Store. And now we have plenty of space to hang our dresses and blouses and shirts, and also plenty of space for extra shelves with these little containers that hold shirts and extra pairs of pants.
Amazing.
Our favorite store, though, was
Rebecca, we're getting our first questions coming in.
Awesome. Okay, great.
How long did it take to build this home?
Well, the factories work very fast. In fact, Lakeside can pump out a home in like 3 weeks. And so my all-time record from doing a custom build and having someone actually move in was a month and a half. But we advise that it usually takes about 3 months from the time the tiny home is built at the factory, transported to property. We install all the utilities and get it totally set up. We have the stairs, the landscaping, so it's turnkey, ready to move into. For us, though, we've been living here for a year, and it took about that much time before we really designed and understood how to maximize the space. So the bed used to be a different direction. This is a new addition. The closet was something that we dreamt up. And so it was a couple months living here before really understanding the environment and maximizing every square inch.
Amazing. And as someone who took the plunge to go tiny and live a little smaller, do you have any tips or things that you kind of learned in that year of oh, you actually got to really do X, Y, Z in order to make this thing work?
Yes, so we are a family of 4, and so 4 people and 400 square feet is not an easy thing to pull off. For us, though, we have a lot of our life is lived outside of the house. We travel frequently. We like to go to Decker Lake, which is only 5 minutes away, and really enjoy outdoor recreational activities. And so it's almost a trade-off. Do I want to have a large house with a lot of time committed to cleaning and maintaining the house and more money toward the mortgage, or will I downsize, have less possessions, but freeing me up energetically for more life experiences? So I guess for someone wanting to go tiny, you would have to kind of look at yourself in the mirror and think about what you're willing to sacrifice in order to live big by going tiny. I don't know, that was kind of cheesy.
Yeah, but that makes total sense. And the big draw to some people is that smaller mortgage, less home to take care of. But it seems like there's a lot of freedom that comes with it.
Absolutely, yes. Spiritual freedom, it's financially freeing. And a lot of the lifestyle here too is taken care of. We have access to fresh organic farm produce that we don't have to, steward the land. We don't have to maintain our, pools and hammock spaces. That's all done for us and covered by our community fee. So it's pretty convenient to have access to all of these great things, but not have to maintain them. So best of both worlds.
Makes total sense. Let's see the rest of the house.
Awesome. Yes. So IKEA was our favorite store. You'll notice this upstairs too. So more of these little containers. We actually were able to do 2 layers. So this is something that the kids did too. You have your layer up top, layer in bottom, and then it all squeezes right back into the Eckett cube. We went literally Eckett crazy at IKEA. But without further ado, the most exciting part of the tiny home is the loft. I'm sure the kids will want to show us around. So up we go. my model. Some more of the Eket cubes. We did a storage up top as well. We actually added an extra portable air conditioner up here so it wouldn't be so toasty in the summertime, although you can order tiny home from the builder with 3 HVAC systems. Ollie, may we enter your room? So we have different designs for each child. Miss Aliana has more of a square shaped bedroom. Yeah. Do you want to share what your favorite part about your room is, Ollie? I don't have a favorite part. I like all your stuffed animals and how they have special spots. Oh, very nice. I never wanted to leave. Ollie said when she first got the room, she never wanted to leave. Yeah, we surprised the kiddos with a redesign, and they were super excited. Bill, may we enter your room? Hello. Bill really likes planting, so he's got a lot of succulents, lights up here. He has a really cool nook that the builders actually added in. That way he can have his TV there and some extra storage.
Amazing. And for a family of 4, there's just seems to be just a lot of room for a tiny home.
Yeah, the loft really is the lifesaver in it all. Like if you have kiddos or if you have people who visit a lot, it's really worth it to go for a tiny home floor plan that has a loft. It's so much extra space, which actually isn't even counted in the square footage. So it's all bonus space. Yay! We have a nice view of the downstairs from this little A-frame opening right here. And it kind of lays out what it looks like in the living room space as well as the dining room from up above. And we like it as parents because there's a lot less to clean and a lot less to maintain.
Amazing. And Rebecca, looks like some people who are watching are thinking about actually making the transition to a tiny home because some people are asking about financing. Is it easy to get financing to get a tiny home like this?
So Village Farm Tiny Home Community, we've really solved a lot of the obstacles and hurdles to going tiny, and financing was definitely one of them. You know, most people don't have $100,000 sitting around to buy one cash. So we do have financing available. It's through First Bank. It's a 15-year term. And depending on your credit score, if it's 720 or higher, it's just a 10% down payment. If it's 720 or lower, we can still get you approved, but it would be a 20% down payment. So those are the terms. And honestly, it breaks it down to usually like $900 a month on the loan, which is 2 times less than most apartments in Austin. I mean, you do have your community fee as well and your utilities, but I know a lot of people in Austin who are paying $2,000, $2,500 a month. And at the end of the day, our price for most of my neighbors comes in around $1,500 to $1,700 a month if they are financing, and that's including everything, all the utilities. So yes, there are financing, and people are welcome to use whatever lender they desire, but because it's a RV, a park model RV, some mainstream banks are just not privy to this yet, and they don't really understand the whole movement or concept. And so I've only heard of one instance where they successfully had outside lending. It was called Lightstream, and it was a 7-year loan. So you have to kind of sacrifice like higher monthly payments. So, and if you're in that position, then yeah, you have a little bit more options on a 7-year term, which is what most RV loans are.
And that's not that bad. I mean, that's a lot less than what normal people would be paying for, a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartment here in Austin.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the best benefits of our community is our certified organic farm, Greengate Farms. We have work share opportunities. There's a community supported agriculture program. And if we have the time, I'd love to show you our certified organic farm. It's just about a 5-minute golf cart ride. And while we zip over there, you could see some of the other tiny home designs and what it looks like from the exterior.
Yeah, sounds great. And before we go, just one more general question. We usually get this type of question whenever we do container homes or tiny homes. You know, we're in Texas. We have storms. We have flooding. You know, how has it been living in a tiny home? You know, during some severe weather.
So one thing that we do here at Village Farm is that we actually do a technique used in manufactured housing. It's called block level anchoring. So they're a little bit more, they're safe as possible. They're strapped to the ground in case there's crazy winds or something, which is really nice. I actually used to live in a travel trailer, and I can attest to crazy storms being really scary, because when you are still on the tires, it's kind of like a boat. So here we do have them strapped to the ground, but in all honesty, if a tornado rolled through, there's really not much you can do about a tornado. Even if it's a site-built home. But thankfully in Austin, we don't really get tornadoes, so that's a beautiful thing. And flooding-wise, we're up our topography map. If you look at where the property is, we're up pretty high elevation. We're not in a floodplain, so that's pretty convenient too, because it does flood in Austin. So that is something for sure to be concerned about.
Well, yeah, that makes total sense. And well, like you said before, this is part of a really beautiful farm. Let's check some of it out.
Okay, great. Let's go see some of the community amenities. Ollie, do you want to come? Bill, do you want to come with us? You might want to stay. He's been in video game mode.
Go tell your brother we're going to the farm and see if he wants to come.
All right, and my keys are. I guess I don't need my keys. I just need golf keys. All right, the kiddos are coming along. Here we go.
We're going to take the golf cart.
Okay, great. So it's just a 5-minute walk, but we're going to take the golf cart for time purposes. So there's 2 different sides to our property here at Village Farm. This is the first phase. It started in 2018, so it's a little bit more established. And here we do have 48 tiny home locations sharing space with a pre-existing RV resort called Oak Forest. So now we're about to head over to the newest phase of Village Farm, which is surrounding beautiful Green Gate Farms. They have an incredible story how this all came to fruition. And we might just run into someone who knows a thing or two about how this all happened. All right, do we have a good connection? Are y'all in?
Yeah, everything's looking good, guys. So
okay, great.
Farm as we go.
So this side is pretty much completely finished as far as the exterior look. We are a little bit more established on this side because it did open 2 years ago. And at this point in time, which right now is August 2020, there's only 4 tiny homes left for sale. So we're filling up very quickly on this side of the development. However, we will have availability over the next 3 years as we grow. There's going to be 119 tiny home lots around our certified organic farm. There's actually a pool just behind this fence line. There's 2 pools and a hot tub. So we do have resort style amenities. And there's also a nice pavilion space that has a bunch of benches. So if you wanted to have a pool party, you would have space for it. So straight ahead is where we will eventually have a general store and an amphitheater built. That's probably another 2 or 3 years down the road, like 2023, I would imagine. We really need to make sure enough people are living here to sustain that sort of growth. So actually, when a tiny home is transported here, this is what it looks like. You can see the tiny home in the road. This was built by Lakeside Clayton as well. We work with Lakeside Clayton and Platinum Cottages. They have incredible build quality. So they're transported here on the steel frame with tires. So that's actually what it looks like before we move it to its more permanent level. And those are just stored underneath the house when we do have the skirting. And this is what it looks like with skirting adding. So this is an example of one that has a wraparound patio. Yes. That one's called the Magnolia. Actually, I was thinking about showing that one. It might have been featured on the website. That one has 2 lofts, so kids really like that one. The space here still getting worked on. The farm is operational, but we're still working to build a hen house. A greenhouse just got set up, and we actually just built out a livestock corral. So things are really coming together.
Amazing. And like this looks very, very rural, very pastoral farm. Exactly how far away are you from Austin?
We're just 6 miles from downtown Austin, 6 to 8 miles. And guess who we just ran into? None other than Erin from Green Gate Farms. Hi. So she actually birthed this concept with her husband, Skip. She can tell you all the great information about how it started up and how this even exists and why, and working with the sustainability department. Yeah, it's been a long road. Do you want to go over here where it's a little shadier? You can get to see the work that's been happening on the barn. The barn was built in 1902 and it's getting a much needed facelift. So it's really exciting. It's coming together because when my husband and I moved here 14 years ago, this place was really tired. I mean, it's a historic site. The Bergstrom family built this in 1902. They built the farmhouse, the outbuildings, all of these buildings here they put together. So it was a Swedish farmstead. And when we came, we decided we wanted to have a community farm where people could learn how to grow vegetables and flowers and raise animals and learn how to be farmers. So we opened the door and everybody came. And the farm got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we started having camps for kids and classes, teaching people how to raise animals. And just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And but we always rented. We were always the farmers who are renting property, which is really pretty common. A lot of farmers rent. So when Scott Roberts came and bought the property, his plan did not include a farm. And we suggested, how about we keep the farm and we put tiny homes, sustainable living all around the farm? Because, we've been doing community supported agriculture for 14 years, and we're quite certain that the next step in community supported agriculture is living on the farm. I think more and more people are realizing that they don't want to be far away from the farm. They don't want to be far away from their food source. And also that we need green space. We just don't have enough, especially in Austin, that we need so much. So the great thing is that Scott Roberts agreed, and we had the city of Austin involved, the sustainability department involved from the very beginning. And we have come up with a plan that I think is very exciting. I'm pretty sure that this doesn't exist anywhere else. One of the first agri-hood tiny home communities probably in the world. I think so, which is kind of amazing. You would think that this would have happened already. Yeah. So the zoning is rough. Yeah, really, there's so many obstacles. But when we started farming, when we were doing organic farming 14 years ago, the obstacles were ridiculous. Like just trying to get water on a farm was a nightmare. And I won't go there now, but so once we get rid of these obstacles, this will really just take off because it's a concept that makes sense, and I think so many people are hungry for it. Well, y'all are living here too, so yeah. I mean, we moved in over here. You want to come see? You want to come over You don't have any shoes. Bill's always here. Yeah. He's super grounded. Yeah. Well, and I brought my cat today. Oh, yes. Maybe you can go find Millie. Millie is in the barn somewhere. Are there any questions from viewers?
Yeah, just a lot of people are struck by the, this idea of sustainable living and living on the farm. Where should people go to learn more about Village Farm Austin?
So they can visit our website at villagefarmaustin.com. There's plenty of information. Green Gate Farms also has a fantastic website. We're partnering for this one-of-a-kind unique community. So both of those websites would be great resources. And if you're based in Austin, come on out for a tour. We do need to wear masks and do our social distancing. However, we would love to show you around. We are actually really growing quickly, and there's a lot of exciting updates. We're going to have a very strong launch in November timeframe. And so there should be a press release out about that in that time frame, but definitely checking out the websites in the meantime.
Perfect. So people should check out the website, learn more about this wonderful, sustainable tiny home community just 6 miles outside of Austin. And thank you guys so much for being with us. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel as well as like our video. Drop us a comment, let us know what you think, and if you have any questions. And thank you so much. Everyone have a wonderful evening, all right?
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Bye.